Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again to watch probably the world's current favorite Steve player, Numan CH. Not standing for counter hit, but for his what I believe is his last name, Chowdhury. Numan is a Pakistani Steve player who is extremely successful with Steve in Tekken 8. He fought Arslan in the grand finals of Gamers Galaxy Pakistan 2024. And I want to highlight specifically why his gameplay was so successful. Obviously, if you're reading the title, you're wondering, does Steve really need buffs? And he's scheduled to receive buffs in about 2 days. The patch will come out on May 8th, and Steve's Lionheart is receiving a lot of buffs. But Steve is traditionally so strong in every Tekken he's in. This is the first Tekken where he's kind of mid. He's not like really dominant, right? I pose this question because after you watch the way Numan plays, it might change the way that you think Steve should be piloted. In Tekken 7, Steve was this hyper-safe, impossible-to-break character, where the combination of 1-2-1, back 1, and down forward 2 made it almost impossible to reliably hit him at any time. Add the fact that low parry was a full launcher, and the fact that in Rage, Steve had a launching whiff punish that was plus on block with his Rage drive. And you had a character that was very, very difficult to fight. Even in matchups where Steve had to work harder, where you had to be a Steve specialist, it was still very, very difficult to beat a good Steve player. And I think Tekken 8 Steve has finally found a representative that shows that even though you do have to work harder, even though you do have to change the way you play relative to Tekken 7 if you're a Steve player, it is very possible to play Steve in a way that is insanely hard to beat. And I want to talk about that today. So I'm going to talk a bit about the Azucena versus the Steve matchup. If you want to jump to the match analysis, feel free to jump to the timestamp below. But I think this is great context for why Numan is so successful. And if you're a Steve player watching this, you're probably nerdy enough to care. So let's talk about Azucena first, and then we'll talk about Steve and Numan specifically, how he approaches Steve. Azucena has a lot of built-in anti-Steve tools. So remember I mentioned the 1-2-1, the back 1, obviously, and the down forward 2. These are Steve's key counter-hitting tools, and even though in this game down forward 2 is a lot worse, it's no longer homing. 1-2-1 gets evaded a lot, and back 1 obviously has the bug where Steve can't auto-block anymore. He has to cancel the stance every time to be safe. Even though there are those difficulties, those are still his key moves by far. And Azucena has so many tools that just counter that. Her 1+2 is a high crushing 15 frame counter hit launching high. I covered everything. So if you back 1 or 1-2-1 at the wrong time, she'll just kill you. She can also counter hit launch you with while standing 1. Her down back 4, her key low poke is also a high crush, and because it's -14, Steve doesn't get anything special. He just gets his while standing 1-2. So as a low poke, it's very effective. And finally, her Liberator stance dodges highs and has that little automated or built-in parry animation, and she gets a follow-up, right? That's one thing right away. The other thing is Azucena can kind of run her game plan. Steve's low crushes are not super potent. She can just throw down back 4 a lot, and if Steve wants to beat it, he has to up forward 2. His hop kick now, even though it's safe, is only a knockdown unless you counter hit, and up forward 1 is really low reward. Right? So Azucena isn't afraid of getting hop kicked by Steve, like as she would be against, say, like Elisa or Lily, for example. Up forward 2 is also a lot slower than most low crushes, so he can get, because Arslan likes playing a poking Azucena, Numan can get floated for trying that. So you see that he doesn't even try it. Finally, her while running 3-2 being +5, this is again prior to the patch, +5 into her forward 4, which is 17 frames, means that she has a 12 frame trapping option off of the frame trap that traps movement, right? So Steve can't even back 1 if he reads this. He has to make the read differently with either 1-2-1, which again is liable to being high crushed, or an armor move, which Numan loves using. So Azucena's built-in anti-Steve makes it really difficult for Steve to just play his game of moving around a bit, doing a bunch, and then 1-2-1, back 1, stuff like that. So he has to play very differently. But luckily for Numan, it feels like he plays an optimal Tekken 8 Steve. It feels like he has already figured out how Steve is supposed to be played, and he's good at it. It's insane. So let's check it out, right? Beating Steve in general, in any Tekken game, is about finding when can I play the game. right? Because he has not only those key neutral tools, he has moves like Flicker 2, counter hit launching safe mid, Flicker back 2, the armor move. He has down back 1+2, a different armor move. He has so many options like the Flicker jabs 2, where normally a Steve player, like a Korean Steve player, plays a lot of neutral and safety and disengages a lot. But if a Steve player decides to play a lot of strings and crazy moves, which you've probably seen in ranked, and you'll see here with Numan, there's a lot of other windows where it's like, well, I should probably keep blocking here. And then the Steve gets more chances to oppress you, right? But in general, good, solid anti-Steve is a lot of blocking. And Numan, and I believe Tekken 8 Steve, needs to abuse that. Needs to abuse the fact that the opponent's optimal play is to block most of the time. So how do they do that? Well, Numan loves to constantly cycle his decisions on block, right? So he's not just doing back 1 and then disengaging, right? He's going to do back 1, string extension. He might do like string extension, go -9, and then parry. He might throw a weave to try to dodge your down jab or other retaliation and hit you. He'll throw like the fast armor with Flicker back 2, he'll do the slow armor with down back 1+2. He might just mash jab for no reason. Or if he thinks you're doing nothing, he might poke you low. He'll use the launch punishable pokes just to get you irritated and frustrated. And he might even just do nothing. He might run at you. Not even forward dash, he might just run at you, right? He's not just doing running 2+ frames and getting sidewalk. No, he literally just run at you and jab you or down. He does everything, constantly cycling his decisions. He's also willing to play sacrifice safety. That's crazy. He's willing to sacrifice safety to develop a mental stack. And traditionally in Tekken, at the very high level, we don't think of a mental stack that often, right? For a lot of high level players, I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about like the really, really insane, like world-class players. It's just options available at different ranges, right? Numan is so good at making the opponent worry about a million different things and actually getting reward out of it, making them counter one option and then making the counter adjustment, right, to beat that counter. And that'll show up in the gameplay. It'll make a lot more sense when we show it. But I think key to how he makes it work is he's constantly threatening poke damage, right? He's like, as soon as he detects you're doing nothing, he'll do a big QCF2. And that's a launch, that's -18 on block, right? So Steve players generally in Tekken 7 would not use this low a lot. You would see the Pakistanis do it, but a lot of the solid Korean players and even American players did not like using that low because you didn't get a lot for it. But what Numan is getting out of it is frustration, irritation, and making you respond, right? Which is the point of lows in general when you're using Steve. But he's so liberal with using these lows that it's like, man, I got to do something about this. And then he blows you up for it later. He also is making big decisions like reading ducks with Sonic Fang. So if you're ducking his back 1, he's not just going to try to stop you with down forward 1. If he's convinced you're going to duck, he might do QCF1 or even Sonic Fang. He will do what will hit and get reward. And in Tekken 8, getting reward to force your opponent to make a choice or to make them make a wrong choice is huge. And he's locked into that metagame. I mentioned this with the low pokes, but it makes just blocking so much scarier, right? If you just go for an innocuous low block, like a fuzzy low block timing, and he Sonic Fangs you, now he's in heat, that's a lot scarier than just eating a down forward 1. If you're letting him poke you low, he will poke you low till you die, right? So it makes doing nothing against Steve, which is, again, the high percentage defensive play, really hard to do. And ultimately, this leads to extremely high reward decisions that he makes, right? It's not just a counter hit back 1. He finds big armor placements. He finds big rage arts. You'll see a lot of rage arts in this set. And he's lying to the opponent. He's convincing them, you can play the game at this time. I'll finish my strings, I'll block, you can play. Or I'll whiff my parry, and then you can do whatever you want. He lies to you and then abuses you for it. And that's kind of core to, I think, Tekken 8 Steve, from what I'm seeing, is that you have to get your opponent to interact on your terms instead of just moving around and trying to counter everything they're doing, which was very much Tekken 7 Steve. Be as solid as possible, be as unhittable as possible, and they will crumble, or you will find one counter hit timing. But in this game, it feels like you have to make things happen, and Numan is someone who will make things happen. To complement that, he has incredibly quick decision-making. You will see him get hit or make mistakes in situations where you're like, oh my god, I got hit, I should figure something out. He's like, he gets hit, registers it happens, and is making a counterplay to what he expects Arslan to do after Numan makes a mistake or gets hit. He's thinking so fast. And to complement that, to complement that, on top of that, he has so much Tekken 8 specific knowledge. So he's outthinking you at speed with more knowledge. That is a horrifying combination to fight someone who can think faster than you and knows more than you. What do you do? And if that weren't enough, like, so one example of this, by the way, is he loves mashing jab, and you'll see this a lot. He loves mashing jab. And as soon as you try to counter that with like intentional ducks or like trying to abuse him, like, you know, you ever jab in ranked? Like you try to fight a Reyna, for example, and you jab at the wrong time and she just ducks and launches you for no reason, or you fight like a Paul. You know, a bunch of people love like doing that, right? Numan takes advantage of that. He makes you deal with his jab mash and then does a timing change back one. And it takes the whole grand final set for this to pay off, but it's beautiful when it happens. So I'll point it out. And finally, on top of all of this, the knowledge, the thinking speed, the cycling options, the forcing things to happen, he does a bunch of random shit. He does so much random shit. And it hits, and it kills, and it's horrifying when it happens to you. Let's get into the matches. It's been 10 minutes of monologuing. This context, I think, is so important. Does Steve ultimately need nerfs? You'll see after the gameplay. Maybe buffs. Maybe he does need the buffs, right? Because this is hard to do. But after watching Numan do it, I'm scared of a Steve that's stronger. I'm really scared. He's an exceptional player, of course, so maybe we're expecting a lot to think everybody can do this, right? And Steve has to be fun at multiple levels, but I'm telling you guys, this is a treat. All right, so Azucena, Arslan Ash, player one side, immediate running two. I'm trying not to rewind too much because this is a longer set, but right away, look. He mashed at minus, Numan did. So the running 3-2 just hits him. He's extremely at extreme disadvantage. Down 2-1, there we go. Already starting the low pokes. We saw 2 right away. This is brand new. Counter hit 1+2 from Azucena. Big wall combo. How is Numan going to play this wake up situation? He tried to mash again. This is really important data. He uses this to his advantage later on, right? He tried to mash it down forward 1. And then he dies, right? But it's all part of the game plan. It's not saying he died on purpose, but he's going to play the mash. He played the mashes again, right? Arslan Ash is a control movement poking player. So right now he's getting a lot of reward, but Numan is constantly challenging the idea that Arslan is in control. A lot of mashing, and there we go. Arslan dances around. Maybe trying to dance around the pokes that Numan is doing, but eats a back one for his troubles. Small combo dropped because of the close wall. All right, 1-2-1. Here we go. Immediately plays Stomp. Why he's doing this Gatling gun punch is because if Azucena responds with armor, a lot of people respond to Lionheart with armor. This is before the buffs will come out. Doing this is a nice way to prevent the heat engage and get damage on her still. So you will trade if you finish the whole string, and you can react because the armor kind of pauses the situation. Looking here, what's next? Numan's jabbing. He's getting down jabbed. Hitting jabs back and forth. Not a lot happening. And Numan plays a lot of movement too, right? Like forward dash sidestep, but it's very aggressive. He's always threatening that he's going to go in, right? That's not unique, but it's important to note that he still plays a bit of that movement heavy Steve. He's just always making things happen too. Sonic Fang using the heat, gets some chip damage, keeps wall pressure. Numan is also great at using this while standing 1. So keep an eye out for this. Like QCF 1 and then while standing 1 like that, it counter hit. He didn't counter hit confirm it though. 1-1-2 mashes at that frame disadvantage. 1-2-1-2. He gets hit again. How did he get hit here? Like, okay, so what? One more time. Running 3-2. He just mashes 1-1-2. Doesn't care. Okay. 1-2-1-2. He tucked and tried to hit a button again. Running 3-2. Running 3-2. He's blocking, and then he finds a beautiful low parry. Arslan went for the duck duck goose. Got called out. Rage art hits. Very, very nice read from Numan. Back 1. All right, and Numan isn't always mashing, right? Look at this. Back 1, flicker 2, and he's blocking. He's just chilling. Down forward 2, extended ducking 1, down jab, getting a bit more active now suddenly. Back 1. Play some forward movement, does nothing, and then the peekaboo forward 2. This peekaboo forward 2, not only is it a mid option to mix up the lows, it can also go under down jabs. So very effective tool. Throw, broken. 1-2-1-2. He's blocking. He's chilling. This string has... So this is a tough string. As an opponent of Azucena, she can go into a high, which is the heat engager. She can cancel into the mid, and then she can cancel into like another kick too. This string is so scary to interact with because if you duck and try to launch the high, you'll get counter hit. So Numan, I think, makes the right play by not interacting. And that's what I mean by Tekken 8 specific knowledge already. Finds a nice block on the low. I like that Arslan went for it. Arslan traditionally plays so poking and kind of safe. So I think he's finding his flow in Tekken 8 by going for a big low, even if he gets launched for it. It gives him data, right? String extension, again, hard to interact with. Running 3-2. Heat smash. And then he goes for it again. And I love that. I love that from Arslan. I think this is correct. And look at that. A nice read again. Right? They trade. Numan immediately throws a 2 jab, right? Probably going for a 2-1 or maybe something else, maybe a forward 2. But Arslan stays ducking, ready for the next play while standing 4-1. Throw is broken. A lot of throws, and I think you'll see that throws happen because they're homing, so they beat sidesteps, and they beat power crushes. But, oh my goodness, Numan went for a rage art after eating the down forward 1-4, but luckily Arslan's wall running 3-2 comes out fast enough to kill him. That was incredible. The down forward 1-4, by the way, is +4 on hit, right? So I'll rewind to the start of it. But he did a rage art at like -4. Is not that dumb because if the only way Arslan beats that is like going for a grab. Up back 2, catching the sidewalk, important tool for Steve. I didn't mention it, but that's also a problem that Azucena's high crushes shut down Steve's 1 homing option too, right? So that's really important. Tekken 8 specific. Here's a great thing again. Tekken 8 specific knowledge. He goes for single stomp because it's no longer launch punishable. Arslan gets a small punish and then he just mashes armor. He's mashing once again, returning to the mashing game plan. 1-2-1. Sonic drive. Nice. Look, and look at this. These are moves you don't see traditionally come from solid Steve players, right? And I'm not calling him non-solid. I'm just saying he's doing very unconventional things, right? Look at all that he did there. Let's run that back. So starting from here, he has this huge health lead. What does he try to play? What does Numan try to play in order to hit Arslan Ash, former world champion, 4-time Evo champion, current world champion, to be honest. I mean, like, literally. He does the spinning down 2, right? And then he mashes again, beating the full crouch move. Plays down forward 1 into ducking into low. Arslan gets a nice low block here while standing 4-1. What does he do after eating this heat burst? Sidestep jab. Sidestep jab is actually great here. The reason why sidestep jab is good here is because at this distance, he jabs the armor and can still duck it. Also, if Azucena does running 3-2, he can float her out of that. If she does the heat burst, he probably dies. So, bit risky, but he doesn't care. He won't lose the round because of it. Spinning 2 gets sidestepped, and then he gets the heat burst. What does he do on wake up? He runs in. He runs in. Right? Arslan could do running 3-2. Right? There's a bit of a distance to cover, so he could have sidewalked. And he understands that Arslan doesn't want to lose. So he runs in at him and plays a low poke. And then does a down jab over Arslan's control jab. Arslan loves control jabs, like just trying to shut down the situation. He down jabs. Down forward 1-4 gets counter hit. He runs into a sidewalk. Look at this. Down forward 1-4. He got caught sidewalk buttoning. He gets caught sidewalking again. He plays backdash duck to beat that down back 4. Whiff punishes the punch parry attempt from Azucena, running 2 hits. Down back 2. Who plays that low? You do not see high-level Steve players play this low because it's reactive, especially to Pakistani players. And Arslan reacts to it. Punish. 2-1 beats the heat burst attempt, breaks the throw. Nice. Outfox. Numan loves his outfox. I can't believe I didn't mention that. Spin twice. Spin into peekaboo. Cancel. Spin again. Doesn't heat dash, though. I don't think he thought it would hit. And then he plays the low poke again. And look, the poke damage in this game really adds up. Down jab. Interrupting the pressure. Goes for a throw again. Nice block on the heat smash. Arslan plays the string extension. Ooh. Oh, boy. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. And look, this is so good. Look at this. Sidestep right around the down jab. Forward dash. And then he plays the flicker 2, right? So none of these hit, that's fine. He just mashes 1-2-1. Severe frame disadvantage, doesn't care. Plays the mid, plays the string extension. Arslan does duck it, but as soon as he gets frame advantage again, quick jab, and then run up and do the down 2. He is always representing these poke threats, constantly. And that wasn't a unique, like, Tekken 8 Steve interaction, but it shows how fast he's constantly playing. Make a decision, do something. He's not waiting for Azucena to make a mistake. He's getting in there and making sure that she has something to stress out about, right? Look at this. He did down forward 1-2-1, the gotcha, right? Like that usually counter hits if you mash after, but Arslan calmly sidesteps and just plays pokes. Punch parry after the QCF1, right? Fastest option here, countering the down forward 1. Parries are 5 frames fast. Down forward 2. And then look at this new string too. You don't see Steve players play this a lot too. 1-1 down 1, 0 on block if he goes into flicker. Plays the flicker jabs, which Arslan ducks. And then using that advantage, he finds a sidewalk. And this was crazy too. Down forward 2. Guaranteed option for Steve is just ducking 2, right? But expecting Arslan to do the back turn evasion, he does extended ducking 2 and converts the combo. Tekken 8 specific knowledge. Brand new matchup. This is not Legacy. He had to learn that for this game. Incredible. Oh my goodness. How did he get this? Look at this. He does heat burst, right? He sidesteps. Arslan does his heat burst. Now it's forward dash sidestep. Forward dash sidestep. He's like, okay, Arslan is blocking. I'm gonna go into extended duck and just grab him. And you might be thinking, why didn't Arslan react and just duck at the clinch? Because Steve's mids both kill there. The mid, the 1 maybe leaves him at enough HP, but I'm pretty sure if he did extended ducking 1, forward 2 leaves him at like a pixel. So pretty much Arslan had to make a guess whether he wanted to die to the mids or die to the clinch. He chose the clinch, and you know, it's tough. Immediate peekaboo 2. This has a built-in punch parry and it's homing. Counters a lot of options Arslan could have picked. Down forward 2. Gatling gun attempt, but he just cancels safely. He finished back 1-2 and it hit. That's crazy. Down back 4. Very, very important. I love that Arslan's playing this. The down back 4 is so potent. Look at all the poke damage. Look at Numan's HP. Down back 4, number 1. Chip damage. Down forward 1 forward. Down forward 1. Jab. Jab. Look at all of that damage. Poking is so important in this game and being interactive. Need a better whiff punish there. Luckily he killed. But Numan loves this armor move. If you don't make him pay for it, he's going to do it again. And trust me, he does it again. Down back 4 going under the jab. Extremely effective gameplay. Extremely effective gameplay. 1 jab once again. 1-1-1. 1-1 down 1. Trading pokes. Nice sidestep left 1-2. That was really, really sick. Punch parry. I'm going to let the reads play out a bit more. I've been rewinding a lot so you can see the situations, but now they're going to cycle a lot of reads, okay? So I'm going to leave it running at full speed as much as possible. Nice heat burst there. 2-1 whiffs. Back 1 is not the solid whiff punish. Big block. Arslan not launching again. Very, very difficult. You don't see Steve players throw this out very often, and he's mixing up his lows all the time, right? He's doing a bunch of different lows. So Arslan needs to launch this. It's minus 18, but Numan is playing so fast that I think Arslan is busy juggling other decisions. Nice arm. Remember that jab I mentioned earlier? How he jabs from a huge distance, right? This is a bit closer, but the armor absorbs it, and he just ducks. Gets the whiff punish. Or ducking and launch, right? And he has to do this combo to kill. He has to do this combo to kill. At this HP, the regular wall combo won't kill, so he does Sonic Fang Heat Dash, 2-1 to catch him before the low wall splat, Gatling gun punches to kill. He is optimized. He's making Tekken 8 decisions. Fighting this guy looks like a nightmare. Goes for the low pokes. Again, keeping the decision-making high speed, right? You can't just stand there and block. I will poke you low. Outfox. Outfox again, right? Now you are afraid of whiffing. Parry attempt again, gets running 3-2'd. Is he discouraged? Probably not. Low poking again. Albatross 2. Right? Trying to comment what he's doing at the speed he's doing it is hard, right? QCF1, he does the weave shoulder. So this is, again, cycling decisions on block. This time he did a weave into the shoulder, right? Then he plays peekaboo forward 1+2. Arslan choosing the armor, heals up all that damage. He does not care about it. I don't know why he didn't finish the hell sweep there. He just did a single hit. Still launch punishable. String extensions. Outfox. Albatross 2. There's a lot, no resources, a lot of situations to make up. And this is actually weird. I don't know if... Like, this is up back 2. This is +3. And up back 2 is 17 frames. The heat smash is 15 frames. So this should come out and hit her. So I don't know if he canceled it and did the swindler. Steve can cancel this into another punch. She might have gone under it. In either case, that was rough. That was a rough, tough break. The final round here, Arslan playing his jabs. Favorite stuff. Numan switching to his low pokes. 1-1-2. What was this 1-1-2? Did he mash again? Yeah, he mashes on the stance. And because Arslan chose the armor, it doesn't do the Liberator stance evasion. Numan using while standing 1 again to great effect. I'm going to try using that more, but I'm not supposed to play Steve. I'm supposed to play Lily only. Man, this Steve is so inspiring. I love watching Numan Steve. Spinning in, counter hits the jab from Arslan. Running 2. Nice block after. So last time he weaved, he did a bunch of other moves. This time he just blocks. Single stomp. 1, 2, 1, 2. Just blocking. Just blocking. Single jab. And low pokes again. You can't sit still against me. He goes for a grab here. Luckily, he didn't get counter hit launched. What does he do now? Sit still. Low poke. Constantly changing whether he's mashing or poking low. So you can't... And there's the sprinkle of randomness. What in the world was that? Down 2, 1, 2. Breaks the throw. Ducks back to outfox. Sorry. Ducking in. And usually he just cancels here. Because he's too far to do anything, right? So might as well just cancel. Don't risk whiffing. No. He reads that Arslan will jab or run in or do something and kills him. Now he's up 2-0. Fallen Destiny. Forward 2. Again, you don't see Steve players just rock a forward 2, but he's been poking low so much, he's like, let me make him think about the mid. If I kick, look at how little punishment he took. He takes that much damage from a counter hit down back 4 anyways, right? He takes that much damage from eating 2 down forward 1-4s. So might as well at least elevate the offensive mind game and make it harder for Arslan to defend. If you're gonna take that damage, right? If you sit still, you probably get poked up. At least he's making a decision. And giving Arslan more to think about. Small whiff punish there. 1, 2, nice. Down jab from Arslan's really effective here. Down jab is so good in this game. Look at all of these hits, bro. Down jab hits. Running 3-2. Down forward 1. He mashed and he got counter hit, right? Like, he's constantly making Arslan reevaluate his offense because he's mashing on everything. And then sometimes he just parries. Sometimes he does nothing. Down 2-1 is blocked, but that's a safe low. Counter hit QCF2. Unbelievable. No way, dude. Arslan hits the low. Usually people are like, oh my god, I got hit. I should probably just chill out, right? Right? He hits this. Arslan counter hits Steve back 1, right? So he was in the middle of doing his back 1. He got counter hit. Most people, when they get counter hit like that, are going to reevaluate. They're going to back up, disengage. Maybe we should like reset to neutral, figure something out. No. He just goes for the rage arc. Oh my goodness. And he tried that earlier but got running 3-2'd, but this time Arslan did while standing 4. Numan. Quick thinking on his feet, even if he's the one getting counter hit. Goes for a parry again. That is not going to pay off here. He got counter hit. So he parried, got hit, and then he woke up and mashed. He got counter hit with a get up kick. You can see because of the hit spark being a giant slash that it's a counter hit. Forward dashes from Arslan, continuing the pressure. And I love this from Arslan, just continuing to attack. There is a read on Arslan ducking. They trade. It's normal for Steve to throw a 1-2-1 or a back 1 here just out of comfort. So Arslan stays ducking. Numan reads that and just does a Sonic Fang. Now he's in heat. Running 2, chip damage. Not forward dashes here, mind you. After this running 2, he just sprints. And he does a down 2. Arslan down jabs it, which is nice. And Numan mashes again. Like, Arslan has to contain this beast who is constantly mashing, right? And Numan is on a layer above too. He will die for that mash multiple times. But remember that rage art earlier? All he has to do is make Arslan comfortable enough to keep mashing, and he will capitalize on it. Even if he will sack rounds for it. Even if it looks silly and dumb, right? It doesn't look very clean, but he's gonna be the one on top in most situations if he makes the read that matters. He got caught mashing again. Oh my goodness, and Arslan cooked here. Arslan is cooking right here, right? He's constantly checking him, keeping in control, and as soon as Numan mashes the back 1, he gets a duck and launch. So Arslan is capable of matching this speed. He's world champion material, right? He's still accustomed to the Tekken 7 style of a lot of control and poking, but he is very capable of doing this. And you can see it's already way better than before, but here we go, Numan with the textbook, classic, outfox 1. Down forward 1, and then Arslan just keeping him in check. Love this. Heat burst, nice, maintain momentum. And now he's just chilling, kind of backing away. Steve does have heat. Eats a Sonic Fang, that's tough. Down forward 1-2. Arslan gets counter hit. Arslan gets counter hit again. Numan's playing a bunch of small pokes. You'll notice that Numan isn't hitting a back 1, right? It's all pokes. Look at this HP again, right? So he hit the Sonic Fang. That's really good. And now look at all this HP. Down forward 1-2. Down forward 1. Down 1. And look at the HP. Steve is much more of a poking character than he used to be. It's not just land the big counter hit. Like, the back ones are not counter hitting. Oh my goodness, the blocks from Numan here. Look at this. Dash, block, dash, and then he's so crisp. Whiff punish. He whiff punished Azucena's jab. 1-1-2. Immediate while standing 1. Remember all those low pokes he's throwing out constantly? It makes that while standing 1 so much scarier on kill situations. Oh, he did outfox, ducking in, forward 2 whiff punish. He probably wanted just the normal 2, but he still gets the follow-up. Running 3-2. Now he's blocking. He got counter hit for mashing that time. The throws have extra purple sparks if you get counter. He gets counter hit again! Nice, he mashes on that string cancel this time. So he's still making a bit of adjustments, trying to make reads. And I think that's what makes his Tekken 8 so strong. It's a very read-based game. You got to keep making decisions and make your opponent make decisions around what you're doing. Arslan makes a great decision there. Back 1. 1 jab. He plays sidestep and I think a jab or something, but Arslan's back 2 is homing, tracks him and turns into a launcher, and look at this combo. Beautiful wall carry. Toe kick. While standing 1, counter hits. Nice down jab from Arslan. Down forward 1-4. Very clean. And he takes the game. So it's hard to say that big strategic changes are happening. It's more that Arslan caught on that Numan is a masher, right? And so Arslan is responding by constantly just containing him. Poke, 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 contain, 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 down jab, stop the offense, and then pump the brakes when you need to. When you think he's going to back 1, duck while standing 2. It's hard to say it's like objectively better than the other, but Arslan was playing better in making the quick reads, right? So how is Numan going to counter adjust to that, right? He just got caught mashing again, doing like versus a throw. Outfox 2 against containment. Outfox becomes a quick evasive maneuver, right? Literally, that's what it is. But now Arslan is a bit more hesitant to throw out pokes, or he should be, right? Nice sidestep right on the armor. Running 3-2. First hit only. Numan still has heat. Now he's out of heat. Was that a counter hit throw? Sidestep. Oh, it wasn't a counter hit throw, but you can see that throws are used a lot more often because they track sidesteps perfectly and they have the counter hit property that makes them harder to break. Arslan played this very well, running 3-2. Forward dash duck. This beats a back 1 timing. In this case, it also beat a jab timing. He hits the while standing 1, and Numan mashed again. So Numan has a lot of insistence behind his gameplay, which I really like. The outfox is going to help too, but is he going to be able to beat Arslan's containment style? Running 3-2, he's blocking now. Forward 4 caught him. It seems like Arslan is 1 step ahead now, catching on to when he wants to mash and containing him, and then chilling out and not dying. All of these strings amount to not a lot. Even if a jab counter hits, and no big deal. Steve isn't like hell sweeping you after, right? I was speaking so fast. Down back 3, counter hits, right? Counter hit meaning Numan was clearly pushing his offense. The down back 3 counter hits here, right after you did the ducking 2, you might think, oh my god, my offense failed. I should just block and chill. And that's why Arslan goes low. He's probably chilling. Nope, Numan's already on the next decision. Sidewalk left with punish. Arslan's back to the explosive wall. 1-1-2. He's mashing again. Counter hit throw. But his back's to the wall. How does he play this? That was probably an attempted full crouch down forward 1. Heat burst to regain a bit of tempo. Immediately gets in there with the clinch throw. And this kills. Prove 50-50 and he kills. You have to time the peekaboo down 2 there to get the right scaling. Nice combo adjustment coming through. This is ugly. The explosive wall is pretty close. Stomp finish this time, ducking in while standing 1. Oh, that's guaranteed on counter hit. Flicker jab into Albatross 2. Big combo. We're looking at 1 or 2 more mix-ups. Forward dash, forward dash. Oh, talk about high reward, right? Forward dash, and then he does the grounded punch. Usually people will grounded punch again, so Arslan wakes up ducking, and the Sonic Fang is already coming out. The Sonic Fang is already coming out. It would have done chip damage. He could have done the heat dash, and then another mix-up. Numan is so fast. Nice jab. Sidestep. He messes up the back turn launch. Steve gets down forward 2 into ducking 2. Shout out to chat for helping to correct me on this. But he gets forward 2, so Arslan's down jab goes under. Quick thinking by both players. Arslan returning to the down back 4, which is very crucial. I'm very surprised he didn't play more of this. You can see it's working. Goes under a lot of the highs. Goes under grabs. Very effective. Oh, he got a whiff punish, but canceled into the string extension. Sidestep 2-1. Down forward 1-4 counter hit. That's a good answer. If Azucena cancels into stands, I don't think she could do anything about the heat burst here, right? Raw Sonic Fang. Second hit whiffs, but nobody was ready for that. Counter hit throw is broken by Arslan. That's incredible. I don't know what he was doing. He was jabbing, so he quickly reacted with the 1+2. That's really sick. Oh my god, he weaved. Two throw counter hit broken. Back one ducked. Double down jab from Arslan Ash. No way, bruh. I saw that before and it was still surprising. It was still surprising that that hit. Arslan is not dead. Magic Pixel hidden by the UI. Down forward one. Weave. Look at this again. Look at what happened here. Down jab, down jab. He's gotten Arslan to try to contain him. Remember all that mashing he did earlier? All of this containment. He's like, I gotta stop Numan from mashing. He's gonna do it no matter what. Right? +4. This actually happened last time. +4. Let me just kill him. Contain him. Dash. Down back 4. Would beat the back one. Would beat the jab. Numan hits a rage art. And the damage protection keeps him alive. And how does he go for the kill? He does not just resort back to movement, letting Arslan play the game. He runs up and starts enforcing offense. You have to be the one driving in this game. Even as a defensive character like Steve, a control-based character, being the driver is so important. Down forward one, weave around the down jab into shoulder. Proactive decision-making from Numan Chowdhury. They re-flip a coin for the player side. Numan gets player 1. Arslan was on the winner side. He just got reset upon into the stratosphere. Costume change from both players. This is very exciting stuff. Now both players have good access to the floor breaks here. So Numan playing so aggressive. Forward movement, peekaboo, ducking in. 1-1-2 mash. I'm gonna start mashing, bro. Look at this. 1. He gets down jab. He just 1-1-2s. It catches the running 3-2. He doesn't convert, but that's okay. It's all about the conditioning effect. There he jabs. The Liberator stance dodges him. String hits him though. Throw breaks staying clutch. Blocks the heat smash or heat burst. I always get that wrong. Ooh. And this is why Azucena is so scary. That homing move turns into a full combo in heat. Arslan barely drops the combo but catches him with the string extension and the face tap. Just looking at the situation where he got the launcher here, it was the heat burst and Numan spun in. It was not a sidestep. He spun in and died. And that's what I mean. Willing to sacrifice safety for mental stack. Wow, the peekaboo 1+2 throw hits. Nice whiff punish on the get up kick. He pumped the brakes and got that nice whiff punish. Down 2-1. Ooh, gets counter hit. Steve is minus after down 2-1 ducking cancel. So good mash from Arslan there. Or he just played his frames. Wasn't even a match. Good counter hit. Down back 4, side rolled, 1-1-2, ducked under. Albatross 2, Steve is now out of resources. Azucena cancels, nice. It's not a high punch, it's a high kick. Oh my god, look at that. Look at what happened here. Albatross, or sorry, Outfox. Lionheart 2, tip range, -13. So Arslan Ash does his 13 frame punish. With down forward 1, Numan is already doing his back 2. He knows that at tip range it dodges the jab. Apparently, he knew it also dodged the 13 frame punish. Unbelievable awareness of a Tekken 8 situation. 1-1 gets down jabbed, blocks the mid, immediately starts poking low. You cannot sit still against me. You're going to have to play. And this is great because last time Arslan just got reset upon by the rage art, right? So he reads that Arslan's going to hesitate. So he just goes low. Immediately starts playing more outfox and movement, constantly cycling his options. Now he's just blocking. He's just blocking. Is this dude gonna mash? Is he gonna move? Is he gonna block? I never know. And that's what makes him so scary. Now, he's just moving around. Flicker 2 knocks to the ground and he gets the grounded hit. Now he's just blocking again. Okay, he got caught mashing. Nice string completion by Arslan. Arslan now changing his offensive options to destabilize when Numan is comfortable mashing or not. But Numan, again, just by sheer confidence, forward dash blocks, and then forward sprints into QCF1. That was a lot of not blocking. Up back 2, down 2-1. Look at the confidence in the way he's playing. Aggressive low poking, aggressive running in, aggressive heat usage. Outfox attempt is caught by the heat burst. Still, we have not had a single back 1 hit. And here, we have a sidestep that's caught finally. Down forward 1-4, right? He usually rage arts. This time he sidewalks and gets clipped. Arslan Ash, containment still paying off. This should kill. Nice wall carry into death. Very, very nice. Arslan Ash up 2-1 now in the round count. Explosive floor is now active. Neither player is hitting start. That's a fascinating thing. They probably don't want to get DQ'd on accident. Probably have their controllers on like lock mode, you know. Oh, attempted sidestep 1-2 from Arslan. Oh, that doesn't break the floor, but that throw was nice. And beautiful back one read from Arslan to launch that. Blows up the floor. Numan is running out of resources to make this, to secure this game. Nice wall combo. He mashed again, the classic. I'm just going to start mashing when I play Steve, bro. Nice. Challenges his reaction time. Gets through. Big whiff punish. Numan loses the game. And that's the thing. Again, Numan is dancing on the knife's edge here. Constantly mashing, constantly whiffing, constantly going for hard, destabilizing pressure attempts. And Arslan, when he's prepared and a step ahead, cashes out, right? Arslan can play this game. And maybe for that reason, Steve does need buffs, right? If you have to risk your life just to play the game, I mean, to me, that's fair Tekken. Every character is kind of risking their life at some point, right? So are we really trying to buff Steve and make him safer? I'm a Steve player. I would love to see him buffed. It would make it easier for me, but, you know. So Numan at a huge disadvantage here. Pops heat. It's about time to make something happen. Oh, tries to whiff punish the heat. Burst cancel. Unfortunately, no dice. Eats the low. Arslan seeming to pick up steam here. One jab counter hits. Nice. Plays a string extension. Numan, in the last time we reviewed his match, kind of started freezing up. Here, he's still keeping the speed up, right? Nice. Flicker back 2. He has like a whole arsenal of different ways to change his offense up. Nice attempt, just a bit slow to confirm the whiff. I don't even know if you can visibly whiff confirm that while standing forward. You'd have to make a hard read, yeah. Down forward 2. Peekaboo down 1. The pokes are adding up. Nice heat burst. Now he's in the driver's seat once again. Ooh, sidestep block was good there. Outfox attempt, spinning in. Albatross 2. Down forward 1s. Nice throw. I don't know why that wasn't broken. Forward 2-1. And this is a string you don't see people use either, because it's usually just ducked. Usually people just duck it, so Steve players just don't use it. He uses it anyways, goes into peekaboo, and hits a down 1. That's incredible. He's willing. Nothing is beneath his offense. He will use what he thinks is going to work. What he thinks is going to work. Alright, people down 1 blocked. Nice low parry. Here we go. He's got combos for this. Very optimized. Gatling gun punches. Misses a punch. Doesn't even matter. Single stomp. Grounded punch. Heat burst to maintain pressure. Very, very nice. Arslan pokes back. Doesn't interact with the string. I love that. Huge chip damage going through the armor. Not chip damage. Huge armor damage, right? That was amazing. Look at this. Doesn't interact again, right? Down forward 1. Sees this happen. Does a fuzzy duck. Why fuzzy duck? Why not just hard duck? You hard duck, the mid hits you. He has enough of an HP lead that if he 1-1-2s, it always kills. That was a lot of S's. Anyways, he ducks this and just does 1-1-2. If Azucena did the mid, he would have blocked it and then gotten a 1-1-2. Fuzzy was the right choice rather than making a hard read duck there. Very, very sick. Yeah, I think Arslan tried the full crouch low, and there's the Numan armor! Big fan of how he uses the armor here, right? Last time he's been getting clipped for sidestepping. Now he's cycled his defensive option. Back 1 whiffs, he gets whiff punished, he just throws the armor, beats both options. He's going to heal all of the gray health he took. Single stomp, you can't launch that, he's ready. Down forward 1. Outfox. Single jab. Oh, counter hit clinch grab. Alpha the jab. He's out of heat now. Runs up and does back 1. That was a really cool back 1 because if Arslan decided to mash here, he spaced it such that Arslan's hitbox would have pushed him in to the back 1. So he had to throw it out early to make sure it's out there. But Arslan whiff punishes. He's ready. He's fought Steve plenty of times. Arslan became famous for beating knees Steve with very, very solid anti-Steve gameplay. So he's not a newcomer to this, but Numan is a different beast. He's not playing a Korean-style Steve. He's playing a rage-arting, string-using, jab-mashing Tekken 8 Steve. How did this hit again? He gets counter-hit by... he gets counter-hit by a poke, and he just does it. It's just... it defies belief. It defies belief. As soon as Arslan seems to catch on to whatever Numan's nonsense is, he finds a new bag of tricks. Infinite stage here. How is the gameplay going to change, right? Steve has less access to the walls. And that changes the way he pressures. Steve wants the stomp and like the QCF1 threat. Doesn't react. Azucena still pretty good on infinites if you ask me. Her wall damage is really nice too, but she has such a good poking that I think she's fine. Nice. Wow. Duck into back one two. Nice. Arslan completes the string. This is a nice way to beat Numan's mashing. If you just do a single hit and the dude's mashing, just finish your string. Counter hit confirmable. Right now, Numan respects it. Did you see that? The next time Arslan did while standing 4, Numan did a fuzzy duck for the high. Right there. And he sidesteps. And immediately he's making the next decision. Right? Goes for a throw. Back one gets high crushed. Grab gets high crushed. Does Numan hesitate? No. He starts playing some outfox. Still jabbing. Heat burst himself. But this is a big mountain to climb. Constantly change. Wow, he just finishes the string. How did that hit? Oh, no, no, no. Just a whiff jab. Not enough to rage art. Not enough to rage art. Lights up left ducks. Little movements here. Not really effective to dodge anything. The armor doesn't work. Down 2-1. Again, the low pokes, right? Make Arslan do something. Arslan has been blocking so many different low pokes that he's not ready for the down 1 here, right? The down 2-1 is safe. The QCF2 is launch, right? So it's like, this is another mental stack type thing, right? And when the dude is mashing like crazy, it's hard to like organize your thoughts on this. Hard read on a duck here. That has to be a hard read on a duck or a mash. Why else would you run up and just Sonic Fang here? Last time he ran up, what did he do? Back 1. Arslan hard ducked it. Now he plays the Sonic Fang. High reward reads. Look at this. Another attempted high reward read. Clinch has been paying off. He goes for the ducking 2. And Arslan actually, if my eyes do not deceive me, did a little fuzzy duck. And still stood up to block it. Arslan's defense is so good. That was fire. He fuzzy ducked because he thought the clinch was coming. And still didn't eat the mid. He's a world champion. Canceling stances. Oh, spinning, poking. Okay, while standing 1. Oh, the first back 1. The first back 1 of the set. How did this back 1 hit? We gotta look at this one. Jab, while standing 1, sidestep, back 1. What was Arslan doing? This might give a clue. After the jab, Arslan does a backdash duck. Probably because Numan is a masher. It's always a jab or something else with this guy. While standing 1, what does Arslan do? Forward dash duck. Because this dude just keeps jabbing, keeps back 1ing. But this time, that's not what he did. This time, Numan did not mash. He sidestep mashed. And that's just slowed down his timing just enough so that when Arslan did his hard read duck while standing 2 or while standing 1, he ate a back 1 to the face. I don't even think Numan was ready for that. He was flow stating, right? Because this combo is not it. Good adjustment, but I think he could have killed with the proper combo. But he's moving on to the next reads right away. He tried to mash again and gets caught. Good decision by Arslan to call out the mash and then dash down back 4, beating him, even though it got him killed before. He got rage arted for that before. Single jabs from Arslan. So Arslan is also counter reading. He's doing what he needs to do, right? He's making the adjustment out of Tekken 7 into the aggressive Tekken 8 style. That didn't pay off, but it was a good idea, and it's only a small punish, right? You eat. Look at how much HP he lost for that punish, right? You lose the same amount of HP eating 2 low pokes by doing nothing. So you might as well have been doing something to make your opponent make that decision, right? Oh, another back 1! Oh my god, how did this hit? Dash down forward 1. Dash duck. What did Numan do? What did Numan do? WWND. Forward 4. Look at this. He does a back dash. And then he does a outfox that gets hit. Back dash again. And then back 1. So he cycled out of jab mashing and back 1 mashing into 1 beat delay. By beat, I mean like 1 back dash or 1 action. And then doing the counter hit. Right? And it's throwing off Arslan because Arslan's running in and ducking. Look at how long Arslan was ducking. Look at this. Dash, hold the duck, and then the back 1 hits. That is intentional from Numan. Whether he's cognitively thinking it, whether it's his instincts kicking in, it is intentional. He has changed his timing off of the immediate mash, and now the back 1 is hitting. Now the flicker 2 is hitting. This is Steve gaming. 2-1. Suddenly, Arslan's counterplay is not on the right wavelength anymore. Arslan desperately trying to play control with a quick 2-1, gets outfox 2'd. Numan's getting a combo. Suddenly, Numan's in control again. He has deceived Arslan about when Arslan is allowed to play the game. When can I play the game? I thought I could just run up and duck, but now Numan is delaying his timing. Huge health lead here. Arslan has a lot of great health. He can heal it. That mid doesn't heat engage. Not that scary anymore. Single jabs being exchanged. Down forward one. Nice duck. What in the world? Okay. Okay. Look at that. This is another example of his extremely quick Tekken 8 decision making. All right. Ducking 1-1-2 after standing, and here he does while standing 2. He's been doing a lot of while standing 1, so this looks a little weird. He finishes the string. Arslan gets counter hit. What the heck just happened to me? Who does that string? Nobody does that string. That's not a I got guard broken. Now I'm on last hit HP. I'm gonna do an orbital to dodge his low. Numan floats it. This is 1 outplay, 2 outplay, 3 outplay. Extremely quick situational decision making off of Tekken 8 specific knowledge, playing like a random madman. That while standing 2-2 was unusual and odd because on block your Lionheart mix-up is no longer real. But because the second while standing 2-2 hit, the Lionheart options frame trap. 1 works and 2 works. Numan went for the unblockable, which is the counterable option, and then found the float on the orbital. He has shaken it up again. I thought he was just a simple masher, but now he's outplaying me in these totally random decisions. Me being Arslan is not literally me, right? Down 2 still insisting on the low post, right? Keeping the tempo of the game high. Up back 2 is ducked. Arslan also speeding up, but there's the Numan armor. Down back 1+2. Both hits of the stomp. Gatling gun punches. 1-2, 1-1-2. He gets hit by the heat burst, but he wins the damage exchange. Keeping the pace high, burning his heat. Oh my god, look at the peekaboo poke damage. Still healable from Arslan. Oh, he got clipped. Down forward 1-2, finishing the string. Even though he eats the punish, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Look at this. Look at how much damage he gets off of these pokes. Look at Arslan's HP. It's gone. He was at half. He's at 1 hit now. He has to heat dash just to get HP back. Gets clipped. Down forward 1-2. Nice little punish and response. Next play. Hold back 1-1-2. This is the same delayed timing from before. Normally, Numan mashes right away. After eating this, he's holding his face from getting hit, right? Numan normally mashes jab here. He held back. Arslan's ducking, looking for the jab. Then the 1-1-2 comes. He has adapted. He spent the whole set mashing. And now, he's waiting a split second and then hitting his button. And it's cooking the adaptation that Arslan made. The Gatling gun punches connect. The day 1 Steve string down forward 1-2-1. Because Arslan has been dying for ducking, now he just rips the string, assuming Arslan won't duck. That has to be my guess. I don't know why else you would do that. Oh my god, he's cooking. The pace of Numan's game is just so hard to keep up with. Even for a player of Arslan's caliber who is a very fast player, very fast reactions. Numan's speed is unbelievable. And I'm talking about speed of decision making, not APM. Cave. Nice whiff punish on the jab by Arslan. Numan tries the string again. No dice. What will he do next? He gets counter hit. He gets mashed. He gets hit again. Probably for mashing. Doesn't break the throw. You can actually see him look at his controller here. He's like, what? I didn't break the throw? What happened? He looks at it. He does this, you know. Some people follow through on their throw rate because they hit it so hard and it makes it a bit easier. Anyways, keep it moving. Arslan's playing fast again. This is great. Off of the wake up, he reads the get up kick, sidewalks, and just whiff punishes. Very straightforward and simple. Arslan has relocked in. This is not a free grand final. You are fighting the world champion. You're gonna have to do better than just mashing a couple times. Look at that frame trapping with down forward 2. High reward. I love this. Arslan is very well adjusting to the Tekken 8 style. If you're gonna mash, I'm just gonna kill you. I'm gonna stay in frame and kill you. You better punish me 7 times. Uh-oh. Albatross 2, he healed. All of that lead is suddenly gone. Raw heat smash. Half HP from Numan. He's playing flicker jabs. Down forward 1-2-1. He's trying it again. That's not going to work, buddy. Down jab. Down forward 1-4. Oh, ducks the high string. Nice fuzzy. Low poke. Raw Sonic Fang. Chip damage, but otherwise not much else. Throw is not broken. That's a bit ugly. Walking forward. Not dashing. Not running. He did the string again? Quick thinking from Numan once again to claim the tournament. What happened here? Off the throw wake up. Throw wake up. Throw is broken. Forward 2-1 to track the sidewalk, okay? This tracks sidewalk to the left. Steve can't really track this in any other way, as far as I know. Forward 2-1. Normally, they don't finish this string, right? Because the high is duckable. He does it anyways, just cuz. Peekaboo low, just cuz. While standing 1, that wasn't a counter hit. This isn't guaranteed, but he's like, fuck it. I'll finish the string and win the tournament. A little jump for good measure. Numan. Extremely well-earned game. Playing unbelievably fast. I think that's a golden lever. I might steal his setup. Incredible gameplay. This video has been super long. I hope you enjoyed that analysis. If you stuck through to the end, please leave a like. Let me know in the comments if you think I missed something, if you enjoy these longer ones. I didn't even mean for it to be this long. I was just getting hyped over the gameplay. Holy moly. Please subscribe to see some more, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.